afternoon, everyone. It's Alyssa Corum and Ed Carson here with a look at the stock market today. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at three stocks that have been on our radar lately, including Amazon, Microsoft, and Domino's. But we begin with a look at the major indexes. So we're showing you a chart of the Nasdaq here, which was able to gain some 3.6% for the day. Both the S&P 500 and Dow also logging gains of over 3% today, Ed.
Yeah, it was a nice day. It's nice to see that action. There was some positive news on coronavirus, that maybe the percentage gains were slowing in new cases, actual total cases, actual new cases and numbers in Europe dropping off. So that's positive. It was nice gain. I don't know how the volume was. So you're definitely have to see, I definitely want to read the big picture to see what this means for the market rally attempt. I guess I would also, if you look at that green line, that's the 21-day moving average, and that's something our head market strategist, Mike Webster, says it's nice to be living above the 21 days. So it'd be nice to see that the major indexes get above the 21-day. But obviously, we're having an encouraging move here, though we've also fallen a lot over the past month.
Yeah, that we have. And like you said, the big picture, a very key article to read this afternoon. So make sure you definitely check that out. But let's turn our attention to a few individual movers. Amazon has definitely been on our radar as e-commerce has been booming with the coronavirus. And today, Amazon gaining over 3% itself, able to retake its 50-day line. And that has definitely been an area for Amazon that could be, it's a potential resistance area, but today able to climb above that level.
Yeah, so that's a positive. As you can see, so the dotted lines on that chart, there's actually a base here. It's not the prettiest base, but you're not going to see many pretty bases after going straight down with the market. The relative strength line, it's hard to see, but it's generally been positive. It didn't do as well last week when a lot of beaten down stocks like Boeing rallied, but still positive action. As you said, e-commerce, very strong. They're hiring up. The cloud, very strong too. More people doing the cloud, more people like us out of the office. All of those things need cloud computing services. So that's a positive for Amazon. Definitely one to be watching here. It had been doing well going into the coronavirus. Obviously, it fell off, but this is definitely one to be looking for.
Yeah, and you mentioned a base pattern taking shape here. It looks like it's currently about 10% below a potential buy area. Who knows? We may see an early entry forming. I know we've been talking a lot about some of those earlier or aggressive entries on IBD Live, but we'll have to see how this one continues to shape up. But elsewhere in the tech world, let's turn our attention to Microsoft now, which had a strong day, up over 7%, a little bit above average turnover. Now, this is one of our long-term leaders, and you can really see, even though that it did dip below that 200-day line, that relative strength line was really able to hold up.
Yeah, really never took much of a hit, and it's hit a new high today. It has some ways to go before it would get to a potential buy point. That the 190.80 would presumably be a buy point if it get a little higher, and then a base would start, get the right side of that base. But nice rebound from the 200-day and the 40-week line. I think over the weekend or on Monday, they announced that cloud services demand for Microsoft cloud services are up 775% in areas with a stay-at-home order kind of situation. That's a pretty strong growth, and that's really what's been driving Microsoft over the last few years. If we could take a look at a monthly chart, this is why it's a long-term leader. I mean, you can just see how that stock has been running up, certainly since like 2013, and the relative strength line has been outpacing. So it hasn't just been rising like the market has. It's been really strong. And that's what you want to see. It's not always exciting on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, but these long-term leaders, they're pretty exciting if you look on a monthly basis.
Yeah, definitely. That is a really compelling looking monthly chart there. And for our full long-term leaders list, you can check that out at investors.com. I believe investors.com/long-term leaders, even a short link for you there. And Domino's Pizza, DPZ, has also been in the long-term leaders camp. I think coming back into that view for us after quite a bit of time moving sideways, but definitely showing outperformance over the last couple of months.
Yeah, it broke out just before the coronavirus, sort of like Amazon. It's a situation where people realize that their strategy of fortress, this fortress strategy of putting lots of Domino's locations to really cater to delivery, uh, that was probably a good strategy before the coronavirus. Definitely now they're hiring up. Pizza's a great delivery model. I mean, if nobody's ever really quite figured out how to deliver anything else profitably, Domino's has for a long time. Nice action here. The stock, it was pretty violent, came through the 50-day, bounced off the 200-day, coming pretty close back toward the pivot now, the old buy point, the old high, and, give it another week or so, and it would probably have a buy point. So definitely one to be looking at here.
Yeah, definitely at the top of our watch list with that strong price performance that we've seen as of late. So there are three stocks for your watch list. As we are continuing to see this rally attempt and more gains today. So it is more important than ever, I think, to make sure that watch list is updated. What do you say, Ed?
Oh, that is definitely what you should be doing tonight. Definitely working on that.
Yeah. All right. And again, make sure you check out the big picture at investors.com for our latest in-depth market analysis and details on the market's direction. And make sure you tune in tomorrow morning for what is sure to be a very interesting discussion. Once again, as it always is, on IBD Live. And you can check out more details on that at investors.com/IBD Live. And thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.